Hey there! Are you looking for a really fun and powerful way to practice English? Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how you can learn English just by using stories.
Learning a new language, it can feel pretty hard sometimes, right? Do you ever feel kind of stuck or maybe a little confused? Don't worry, that's a totally common feeling.
But here's something really important to remember. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. So, feeling challenged doesn't mean you've hit a wall. It's just the start of a new, exciting part of your learning journey. So, here's what we're going to cover. We've got 5 simple steps to walk through together. We'll kick things off with starting your journey, then move to our first step, simple talk. After that comes the fun part, listening to stories. Then exploring worlds with English, and we'll wrap it all up with your path to fluency. All right, let's dive right into section 1, starting your journey.
Take a look at this friendly sentence. Let's begin our journey together. The word journey here, it means a long trip or a process. And that's exactly what learning English is. It's a journey. And this is our very first step.
And speaking of first steps, every new skill has a beginning. And what's a beginning? It's simply the start of something. That's what we're doing right now. This is our beginning for learning with stories.
Okay, on to our next section, which is all about your first big step, simple talk. Let's see how really easy conversations can make a huge difference.
You can start with something super simple, just like this little conversation here. One person says, "Hello, I'm Sam." And the other says, "Hi, Sam, I'm Anna." See? You don't need any big, difficult words. A simple hello is the absolute perfect start. And here are a few more really useful phrases you can practice every single day. Things like nice to meet you or have a good day. You can think of these as little building blocks for having bigger conversations later on.
And this leads us to a really important word, practice. To practice just means doing something again and again to get better at it. And honestly, this is the real secret to improving your English.
Let's move on to section 3, listening to stories. And I've got to say, this is where learning starts to get really fun. We're going to explore how stories can teach you all sorts of new words.
So imagine this. You're listening to a story and you hear this sentence. My hands were trembling. That word trembling, what do you think it means?
Well, check it out. Trembling means to shake just a little bit, usually because you're scared or stressed. And this is such a great way to learn. When you hear the word in a story, you connect it to a feeling, and that's what helps you remember what it means.
Okay, let's try another one. Maybe in a story, a character says this: I felt completely isolated. What could isolated mean?
To feel isolated just means to feel alone and separate from other people. And this is exactly why stories help so much. They don't just teach you words, they teach you about feelings. Now for section 4, exploring worlds with English. This is where things get really exciting because English lets you discover stories from all these different cultures all around the globe.
I mean, just look at all the types of stories you can find. There are scary stories, love stories, action stories, and really old stories. Whatever you like, I promise there's a story in English out there for you.
For example, some stories talk about a jinn. In certain cultures, a jinn is a kind of powerful spirit. This might be a totally new word and a new idea for you.
So now you know, a jinn is a spirit that can be good or it can be bad. Just by learning one word from a story, you've also learned something new about another culture. How cool is that?
You know, those really old stories, the epics, they're often about a big fight between good and evil. And they teach us really important lessons about life. Learning English lets you listen to all these amazing stories from around the world.
Finally, let's get to section 5, your path to fluency. This section is all about giving you a simple, easy plan to follow.
Here it is, your simple 3-step plan. Step 1, start with simple talk. Just practice easy conversations every day. Step 2, listen to stories and learn new words from them. And step 3, keep practicing. And the most important part of this step is, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes just show that you're learning.
And this final quote is so important. The best way to learn a language isn't just to study words, but to live them through stories, ideas, and feelings. It's about more than studying. It's about really feeling the words.
Your journey is just beginning, and now you have a plan. So the only question is, what story will you listen to today? Go find one and have fun learning.